The bride started off by telling us that if we got engaged or pregnant before her wedding, we were out. I would just jump ship right then. No, that's not a friend. You can't get engaged or pregnant when she's and the wedding. Wait, the wedding was more than 2 years away. So she expects in that 2 years for you to pause your own life, bow down to her, and do whatever she wants in those 2 years. No, I'm out. We're not even talking like a quick engagement. We're talking 2 years away. You can't get engaged and you can't get pregnant. No, I'm not pausing. I've always said this. I would not pause my own life or relationship for somebody else. I had a lot of friends that, like, when other friends were getting married and stuff, they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to wait to try to have kids till after because I don't want to be pregnant at their wedding. And for me, I was like, your timing is your timing. If you would rather like be able to party at a wedding, that's fine. But for me, I was like, I want to do it when I'm ready. And sure enough, like I was a pregnant maid of honor at one of my friends' weddings. And it was really fun. It was fine. Like my feet hurt a lot more. My body was a lot more sore by the end of the night, but I was not about to pause because another friend was getting married. Okay. She told us that we were expected to pay for everything except the wedding itself. I understand when someone doesn't have a lot of money, but I'm talking about her meals on the bachelorette trip. We also pay for the trip itself. All of her drinks were in clubs with entry fees she also expected us to cover, and even her Ubers. I get helping with the party, but every single meal, drink, and ride, she didn't even want to split it. She just didn't want to pay. Okay, so here's the thing with bachelorette parties, and I think communication is really important. Most every bachelorette party I've been on, and I've been on a lot, I've never took the time to sit down and count them, but I would say I've been to at least 9 or 10. Yeah, because I've been to bachelorettes for every wedding I've been in, and then my own, and I'm sure I've been to some that I wasn't in. We've always just split the bride's cost amongst everybody. But that's always been kind of communicated. Like I said, with all our friend group, we kind of just know that's what is expected. But when you kind of come in with that entitled behavior, that's where there's a problem. Because many of the brides still would buy like rounds of drinks, or they would just like bring gift bags for everybody. You know, there's different ways of like giving back to your bridesmaids. This doesn't sit well with me because she's coming in very rude and entitled. Does not sound like a wedding I would be a part of. Okay. She had a long list of rules for how we were supposed to look at both the bachelorette party and the wedding. For the wedding, she picked out our dresses, which were pricey, and we had to get her approval on our hair, nails, and shoes. Oh, wow. When the dresses came in more than a year in advance, why are we getting dresses a year in advance? Most people like get engaged a year before their wedding, right? You don't need your dress that much in advance. Plus, your body can change so much through different things, right? Unless this bride's like, you can't gain weight, you can't lose weight, you need to stay the way you are. This would not surprise me from this kind of bride. Some of mine didn't get theirs until like maybe 2 months for the wedding, because you have to think about it. Like, you get sized for it, you buy it, it gets to you, because we did all ours online. Then you have to get it like altered, right? So if you're shortening it, you need to fix it up anyway. And I mean, most of the weddings I was in, like, they were just, you want to get your hair done. I'm thinking, I've had some that were more specific, like they'd be like, oh, I want updos for everybody. I'm personally not a fan of an updo. Everyone's different. And then for nails, everyone was just like, do what you want with your nails. Some had like preferences for shoes. They'd be like, oh, we want gold shoes. We want just wear tan shoes, just wear black shoes. But I don't think I've had any that were like, you have to wear these shoes. One wedding I was in, one of the first weddings I was in, I think the problem is, I don't know if problem's the right word. We were just so young. So we all went to get bridesmaid dresses together, and we were literally just walking around the store and like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then we all picked the same like silver shoes, and they were the most painful shoes ever. So we all just matched. But I think we're kind of veering away from that look now. Okay. So when the dresses came in more than a year in advance, she demanded that we all do a mock try-on video on our own time and send it to her right away. This is when people care more about the overall look and how everything's like perfect than the actual like marriage or wedding. At one point, I temporarily withdrew because she was too much. I wasn't the only one, but I was one of the few who ended up going back. Ooh, I wonder why. Within days of her engagement, she started creating group chats, multiple ones, some with just bridesmaids, some with bridesmaids and groomsmen, and on different platforms like Facebook and Snapchat. Yeah, I'm already overwhelmed. That's too much for me. She expected us to check them constantly. Okay, full disclosure, when I'm in a bridesmaid group chat, I silence it. You need boundaries. I love a group chat as much as the next person, and I will be in there when I can be. But if I'm in a group chat with, let's say, 10 other girls, you will never have time for anything else if all you're doing is reading this thing. I turn off alerts and I check it when I can. And that's how it should be for everybody. Or if it's too much for you, just get out of it and find out the most important things. The wedding was years away. When she wasn't sending us long essays of rules, she was asking our opinions on wedding details, then getting mad when we didn't answer. Why are we in this wedding? Why are these people in this wedding? This girl sounds terrible to be around. It was like she expected us to plan it out for her. She was making demands daily, but while she worked from home, most of us didn't. I didn't have the time to constantly check chats for her new rules. She thrived on attention, so getting married was basically her dream come true, though not for the usual reasons. I'm not surprised. Someone like this caring more about control and having all eyes on her is not going to be as excited about the marriage or what's coming next. They are more excited about the overall appeal, having a reason to post photos on social media, having people comment, oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, you're the most beautiful bride. They are not thinking about like, oh, I'm getting married. Oh, I'm signing a contract essentially to live and be married with this person for my life, hopefully. This is wild. Okay. Eventually, she demanded that we all meet for a dress fitting. Fine. But the wedding was still over a year away. She told us we had to order the dresses by August 2020, even though the wedding wasn't until September 2022. What? What kind of dress are you ordering? Even custom made bride dresses? Why can I not think of the word? A bridal gown. I ordered mine 10 months before my wedding. It was not custom. It was not custom. We're talking like a $1,200 dress. Not custom, but I'm thinking like a year is probably fine for that kind of stuff. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds wild to me. Like I said, bridesmaids, I think, ordered their dresses like 6 months before the wedding. If we did not order by then, or we couldn't attend the fitting, which she gave us little notice for, we were out. I need to know how many other bridesmaids there were and who all dropped out. Because there's like at least 3 points already that I would have been out of this wedding. By this point, I had started ignoring the chats. I figured she'd text if it was important. She never did. She only used Snapchat. Who uses Snapchat? Or if you're only listening, I just made a face. I don't use Snapchat. And to me, the last time I used it was like college, maybe right post-college. To me, it was only for like instant things you want people to see, not like for a constant. Like things disappear, don't they? Oh gosh. She could see if we read the messages. If someone didn't reply, she would literally tag the person until they replied, almost as if to shame them. Oh my God, this is wild. Also, as someone like now, it's probably more since I've become a mom, but like I'll read text messages sometimes and I'm like, okay, I can't reply right now. And I try to remember later. Half the time I remember later, half the time I'll remember like 3 days later. I'm like, oh crap, I need to reply to that person. But sometimes people just read it and they forget, or if they don't have anything to say, and that's okay. Our phones, like in social media and like the technology now makes it feel like if someone texts us or calls us or emails us, we have to reply right away. And so we just always feel like, go, 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 go. I have to reply. And it's like, no, boundaries. Like people do not deserve access to us 24/7. We deserve to shut off from the world as much as we want to. That's just too much. I get it. It was her wedding and she was excited, but the demands were unreasonable. When I skipped the fitting, she shamed me in the group chat and got others to do the same. Got others to do the same. Who is shaming her then? What the heck? This is so weird. Who would stay friends with someone like this? That moment caused many bridesmaids to drop out. She got replacements, but most of them eventually dropped out too. Replacements. Oh my gosh. The viral Reddit story came from another bridesmaid's perspective. In short, the bride, who was a photographer, made backhanded comments about her body after she had a baby, basically telling her to lose the weight. I knew it. I knew this kind of person would shame someone for a weight gain, telling her to lose the weight for the wedding. Which your body, anyone knows, anyone that's had a child or just as you get older, it's so much harder to lose weight. And it's not even that, it's your body just changes. Your body handles food, exercise, sitting down, just your body changes. So even if you don't gain weight, sometimes you go up in sizes or sometimes you gain weight and you go down. And it's just everybody is different. How in the year of 2025 do we still have to explain that everybody's different? Metabolism's different. How we absorb food is different. I'm no health expert. I can just see like we need to accept people. That is wild. I would never make comments about a friend's weight and say, you need to lose your baby weight. What the heck? This wasn't out of character. The bride often made comments like that and later tried to act innocent. She thrived on putting others down to make herself feel better. Even before the wedding, I had my own horror stories. She copied everything I did. At first, I thought it was cute, like a best friend thing, until I realized it wasn't. I got a pet, then she got one, only to give it up later. She later copied my car, my purchases, my style, and even my hobbies. Worst of all, but when I became pregnant at 20, unexpectedly and in a difficult situation, she spent my entire pregnancy reminding me how glad she was that she wasn't pregnant. Why? Why are you still friends with this girl? She does not like you. She does not like anybody. She sounds like someone that's very unhappy, so she has to constantly put people down around her. And someone that's going to make fun of you or put you down when you're pregnant or your body changes or when you're going through a sad moment in your life, she's not going to be there for you. Oh my gosh, this is wild. Okay, so later after visiting me at 37 weeks, she suddenly started saying she wished she was pregnant too. And within a month, she was trying. Soon after, she ended up pregnant as well. So these girls are really young. I'm trying to, wait, is this all before the wedding? I'm so confused. Okay, it says before the wedding, this all happened. So she was pregnant at 20 before the wedding. So I don't know how many years later this was it. And so the bride and herself have children. Okay, fast forward, she eventually apologized and I was back in the wedding. Things went smoothly, though she still micromanaged. For the bachelorette party, she wanted us to buy 3 new approved outfits for going out. No. Like I've talked about before, I've been to many bachelorette parties where there's like themes, and I love it. I love a good theme. Sometimes they're hard to find, but we go to thrift stores sometimes. We buy stuff on Amazon, whatever you can find. No one would be like, you have to buy a new outfit. Or we switch outfits. No one would be like, you have to go buy a new outfit. I need to approve it. No. And she kept reminding us to not look hotter than the bride. I work out regularly and was the slimmest in the group, so she often made outfit suggestions that she knew wouldn't flatter me. She wanted all the attention. During nights out, if men came up to talk to me or the other bridesmaids, she would immediately jump in, announce that she was the bride, and start bragging. Oh my gosh. The wedding itself, you know what the most shocking thing about all this is? Is that she still has bridesmaids and friends at the end of this. Because this is just so wild to me. I've never personally been in a situation like this where a bride was like terrible. So you would never know how you would truly, truly act unless you were in that position. But on the outside, there's like 8 different moments now where I'd be like, yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm not in this. Like, that is wild to me. That is the most shocking part of this whole thing is that she still had friends stick by her side and stand up by her side during the ceremony. It says afterwards she was angry that we didn't talk to her enough or try harder to see her. Later, she announced another pregnancy, even though doctors had warned her she was high risk. Thankfully, she and the baby were fine, but the due date was the same as my birthday. She repeated the date to me without even realizing it. And when I said I was honored, she was triggered and actually arranged to be induced early. This girl will never be happy. Our friendship officially ended when she shamed us all for forgetting her wedding anniversary.